Welcome to Coast to Coast, proudly brought to you by West Coast Health and High Performance. Go down, see the crew, Tex, just before he's treating players on his day off at the West Coast Eagles physio department. He's an absolute jet. Why wouldn't you just come to Mineral Resources Park? They're located right here on the premises. Get some treatment, go and see the crew, have some lunch, watch the boys train. It can be a full day event. But they've got nutrition courses, exercise classes. You got some punter that's done a knee. He's having a knee reconstruction. Probably have a word to him. Whatever he's doing, he could probably stop. But hey, if he wants to continue, go do some rehab at westcoasthealth.com.au. I've got the regular two in here, Oscar Allen and Hamish Brayshaw. Welcome, fellas. How we doing?
Yeah, excellent. Another tremendous plug for Tex and the crew.
You are the best of the plugs in the business. Yeah. That was an all-time plug. Tex, a great man. Just had treatment before. Sore lower back, not anymore. Feeling good.
Well done, Tex. But I'm good. Great to be back.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Just a tremendous week of footy.
A little bit later in the week, shall we say?
Yeah.
It's a Thursday. We're filming on a Thursday today.
Sorry. For anyone who has a regular Wednesday time slot that they like to listen to the podcast.
We've just been so busy watching the Olympics. I mean, personally.
And we'll be taking a break in 20 minutes to watch someone you went to school with, Oz.
Yeah, Tamsin Cook swimming in the 4x200, qualified fastest for the final.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, shut up and take my money. Put the house on it.
Yeah, gamble responsibly, obviously, but that's a certainty.
That's epic. We're going to yarn a little bit Olympics toward the end of the show, but there is plenty to get through. We've obviously got Bunga 300 time. We want to praise the great man, have some yarns. The waffle, let's find out what happened in the last quarter and the boys holding on, getting another 4 points. You beauty, Hammer Time votes, who are you? And of course, addressing your social concerns and or questions, goal celebrations included. Let's just begin with the Saints game, boys. It does feel like a long time ago when you're doing a Thursday record, but an 8-point win in the end. It was 11v7. It was always going to be a tough clash. Oz, you'll remember round 5, no leaders safe against the Saints type of view. Talk to us about what it was like holding serve on home court at Optus Stadium.
Well, they've come into the game as probably the form team of the competition alongside Melbourne and Western Bulldogs. So over the last month into the game, they're actually the third best team in the competition. So we knew we'd be up for a tough challenge. And on their day, they are arguably one of the best teams and hardest to beat.
Did you see the Port game where they should have got over the line?
Yeah, so they should have beaten Port the week before, and that's the only game they lost for the previous month. And early, I felt like we were in control of the game well. Our first half was terrific. Third quarter was probably a little bit inconsistent, and then late, getting to the time of year, and we were speaking off air about it, when it's round, 19-20, and teams are that 10th to 12th, if it's a close game, it's rip it or bust. It's up the corridor because this isn't game defining, this is season defining. If you don't win these games, you're probably not going to play finals. So teams really bring your all at the end of the games, and we're able to withstand it and win 4 points.
It was an arm wrestle for the first quarter, and then it seemed like West Coast had that stint in the second where it was just an absolute blitz, led by Tim Kelly, who we'll discuss in a minute. And then the Saints had their turn in the last quarter where the floodgates opened up. Let's discuss Tim Kelly and the ability that he had to break a game open. I can't recall this year for someone having a quick 5-minute, 7-minute burst that decided the game of football so early in the game.
Yeah, Jack Darlin's got something to say about that when he kicked 5 and 10 minutes, but you're absolutely right. Obviously, Hammer, you didn't see the game.
Yeah, for all those listening who just think, geez, where is the lovely voice of Hammer? I was playing at the same time that these boys were playing, so I haven't watched the game. I don't know anything about the game other than the result and the stat sheet, but as I've said on multiple occasions, I don't care about the stats unless you're kicking goals. I like to watch the game and then pick my voters from there, so I have no say on this, which we'll talk a little bit about later on, but yeah, I'm bowing out of this discussion.
Setting the scene, TK rocks up in the second quarter and just rips the game apart, basically.
Awesome.
So, tight game, finals-like atmosphere. TK rips it to shreds.
Beautiful.
Second quarter has 6 or 7 clearances, kicks a goal, sets up another goal or two. Was unbelievable. And him and the regular crew just in the midfield lift it to a level which no one else can maintain, and from there, hold on for the win.
And Max King did his best in the fourth quarter in fact, the whole game.
Yep.
I think the start of that second he kicked 2, and then all 6 of his goals came from contested marks.
Yeah.
It was really a great learning experience for the likes of Rotham and Harry Edwards back there having to contain what will be a no doubt beast of the competition for years to come.
Yeah, Maxie's a really good player. Hammer, friends with you. You guys played together.
Yeah, we did. I was speaking to him. Geez, when was I? I was playing online poker, just a little sort of fun game we play with our mates. Yeah, some can. Anyway, we were having a call while we were playing, and I just said, "Hey mate, what's going on?" He said, "Oh, I'm still just icing up my foot." Just a bit disappointed, couldn't walk away with the chockies. But yeah, mate, he was huge. Watch the replay. The AFL put something up about all his marks and goals, and he was massive. And I mean, watching those replays and playing footy with him and Ben growing up, and knowing them quite well, the thing that they have going for them that defenders don't, and no one else, I think, not a lot of other people in the comp have, is not only are they 200 centimetres, but they can jump over your head. So, I mean, if Harry Edwards is about that tall, he's a big boy, and, I mean, TB's tall, but it's one thing to be tall, but if you jump another 2 feet with your arms straight up, you're a foot above everyone else, and they're so strong. For lean boys, they are massive and strong, and you can't chop the arms or, once they're up there and it's in the midst, it's thanks for coming. And so that's what you're going to get for the next 10 years.
No explanation required, but just a quick one. Max or Ben?
Ben.
Thank you.
Has it always been touted that way?
No, Max always touted as the better.
I mean, I will explain it. They're both very, very good. And I mean, they're both stars. Ben's gone pretty well in the Coleman this year for a young player. But Ben, so they grew up. Max was a forward and Ben was a defender at school. Max did his ACL in year 12. The next week, Ben got moved into full forward and kicked 7 or 8 or something. So they're both phenomenal. I think Max is just the only reason I say Ben is Max has had his career as a full forward, whereas Ben has had a little bit of work. Like has been down back, and he's also a proven
bit more versatile.
Yeah, without it's really just cutting it fine. But yeah, I'll say
either way, you're going off pretty well.
Either way, I'm taking a king.
Yep. I can't profess to be watching a hell of a lot of St Kilda games, but for him to have goal kicking yips apparently in his career showed absolutely none of that on the weekend, especially because he's potting him from outside 50 and he's got that momentum. Just I've got to kick through this ball. But the Saints in general had 0-8 against Port, and then they were just slotting them from seemingly all angles on the weekend.
Will Schofield, a big advocate that goal kicking is completely luck. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more may be true. I think you get to a certain stage where you build a bit of morale with how you're kicking, and if you're going into a game feeling confident, you're more likely to kick it. So I think a lot of it is mental, but the small margins of missing the post by 0.5 centimetre or hitting the right part of your foot by 0.5 centimetre, it's very lucky.
Well, I mean, much the same as golf is a good example. Like if you go to the driving range and hit 100 balls, you can probably get most of them going straight and where you want to, but then you step onto the golf course and you're about to hit a shot and you know that you've done it 1,000 times, you know you can do it, but it just doesn't work out. And you think, well, what the hell's going on? It's the same if you're kicking a goal. JK's kicked how many? 600 plus in his career, and he would have kicked I reckon he would have had 100,000 kicks a goal in his life, and he can obviously do it, but you get to a game and not everyone goes in. So it's just, not so much luck, but it just sometimes doesn't hit the sweet spot.
On the topic of goal kicking, Dom Sheed's kicked 2 in the last quarter. I'm struggling to think of players that don't play in the forward half that have had as many either sealer goals or fourth quarter goals as Dom Sheed's had maybe in the last 2 or 3 seasons. As a mid, it's uncanny.
Yeah, Sheedy kicks a lot of goals, and some may say he just reads the play really well. I'm not sure how he does it, but he always seems to find himself in that position ahead of the footy, and he's often played that role in the past, especially early in his career, that mid-forward role where you're kind of a hybrid between the two. So I think he has probably spent more time in the forward line than the Elliot Yeo's, Luke Huey and the likes, but yeah, he's got an uncanny knack of kicking important goals.
Well, I mean, I did say that I wasn't going to speak much about the game, but
Here he is.
Here I am. I watched a couple of replays. I've seen some highlights, and there was a goal that Sheeder kicked in the last from about 45 on his left. That was pretty much middle of the ground. There was a sort of a contest around the footy, and I think the reason he kicks so many is because he's got such a good awareness of his other teammates. Like if Yowie and Shuey and TK are around the ball about to get it, he has it on such a dime when he can say, I know we're going to win this, so I'm going to take 2 steps that way. It's only 2 steps from his opponent, but he knows we're going to win that, and just in his head he can say, I know Shuey's going to get that, handball it to TK, and then I'm going to be here, and he just gets in that position so often because he's so, he can read that really, really well, and that's why I think he sets up or gets on the end of a few.
This is the topic I couldn't wait to discuss when getting in here, Oz. It's about McMuffin and his 150 because there's a few facets to cover here.
Yeah.
So we've seen Jeremy McGovern for the first time in a long time go and take the backup ruck duties, which was sensational. Simo said post-game he looked like Polly Farmer for the first 5 minutes and blew up hard.
Blew up big time.
So talk to me about when you knew that this was going to be part of the plan and then how your role fit around the governor.
Yeah, I had a whisper of it early in the week that we're going to try to do some different things in the ruck. I think it was a mixture of things. Also, give my body a little bit of a rest. It's probably a bit more volatile when you're playing in the ruck and just to change things up. And so the rotation was Gov would start in the forward line, go the ruck, and then when he's in the ruck, I go play down back. Then I go forward, then I ruck for the second stint in the quarter. So I was a bit here, there, and nowhere at times, if you will.
Awesome.
But it was funny. Gov is so good in the ruck because he's just such a big body. And yeah, it was funny. Some of the vision behind the scenes, like blowing up big time, just absolutely puffing his guts out and ran out of steam. But the thing, I'm a big advocate. If you can play football, you can play football anywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't just play in a position. If you can play, you can play, and that's it. So I think he showed that.
Yep. You did say just now that that being in the ruck, or that they try to take you away from the contest, it's a volatile position. How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, not great. Not great, yeah.
Still pretty sore walking away from the game.
Still pretty sore on Thursday.
Yeah, you beauty.
Loved Jeremy McGovern's supporter box that he had. It was almost continuing on from Brodie Smith's 200 game at Adelaide, where he had all of his tin pot mates in the back of the Toyota blown up. This is a tradition I want to see going forward, is if you have a major milestone, maybe 150 and beyond, that West Coast allow you to have a box with all of your, ragtag bunch of fellas. Judging by your group of mates, would you be trusting of your mates in that situation? Would they be behaving themselves up there?
Oh, God, no. No. And Gov's mates weren't really behaving themselves either. They just happened to be caught on camera during a good time. It sounded like a great day. And we actually caught up after the game, and Ham and I actually talked about the podcast, and a former member of the podcast, obviously the old podcast, Will Schofield, was there. And we also, all of Gov's mates were there as well. So it was good to see all of them.
Yeah.
And
a couple of them still wearing the masks and heavily inebriated.
Yes, but Gov's mates is such a holy man in terms of everyone is drawn to him. So all the Gov's mates are friends with everyone at the football club because they're always hanging out with us, and a good night.
He's always said he wanted to play ruck, even when he was winning his first, second All-Australian. People would ask him, hey, you want to play forward? You want to play back? He goes, ruck. That's all he said. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but he's sticking with it. So it's good to see his life fulfillment of where he wants to play in footy come to fruition on game 150.
Yeah, good on him. Well done, Gov. How'd he go on the ruck? Did he?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, he went pretty good.
Did he break your record of 10?
I don't think so.
He got 9 hit
He
outs.
got 9. Yeah.
Awesome.
Some can.
Not a PB, though. His PB's 15 he's had, years ago.
He would have been rolling the 42 back then, I reckon, as well.
Most likely.
Harry Edwards. Awesome.
Have you ever seen Liam Ryan's hamstring injury? It was at a bizarre time of when it went. It wasn't at full stretch. It wasn't while kicking or while extending. It was kicked the goal, took about 9 steps, and then it went. It just so happened it was part of the celebration. That wasn't, Titmus's coach over the top. It was just hand in the air, you beauty. And it wasn't a real sudden deceleration either. It was a real weird hamstring strain that almost seemed like it was just going to go at some point if that's how it went. Have you ever seen one like that, Oscar?
Knocking on wood.
Touch wood, yep.
Touch wood. I haven't done many soft tissue injuries in my life, so I don't really know what it feels like or what the actual motion of it is, but I assume it was the part of the hamstring which is to do more with decelerating than accelerating. I'm not quite sure how it works, but he did look pretty sore, but the scans have come back and I don't think it's the worst result possible. I think I'm not sure if the injury reports come out or not yet. I think he's looking at missing a week or two, so not the worst case scenario. But
a pretty good result.
Yeah, you're good players. You don't want them to miss, and it seems every week we've got someone else coming back in and someone goes out as well with an injury, so hopefully we can change that this weekend.
It's funny you haven't had any soft tissue injuries, mate. Everything else around it. Your soft tissue has just been fine. It's everything else.
The joints are just absolutely bugging.
The joints, the bones, every other thing in your goddamn body.
Could probably get a comment from both of you on it, but it was great to see Mark Hutchings return to the AFL circle. He played 3 games back in 2020, and that was the last time he graced an AFL field. Hammer, you've seen his progression, his last month of footy, which has been solid. Oscar, no doubt, great to see him back out there on the field, one of your teammates on the day.
Absolutely. Hutch is a leader around the football club, and people outside the football club probably wouldn't understand the impact he has, but he's the most professional man, along with Braden Ainsworth, that I've ever seen. The way he holds himself with his diet, his routine week in, week out, no matter if he's playing AFL, waffle, if he's getting 30 kicks or having 3, he's the same bloke all the time, which is the people you want to hang out around. Obviously, you played a lot with him this year, Ham?
Yep, I have. He is, as you said, one of the most professional blokes of all time. He diligence and the way he's gone about his recovery, his rehab. He's had a couple of injury concerns over the last little bit, and I think he's 29 now, or he might even be 30. Or he has actually. He had his dirty 30 the other not long ago. But he's 30, and he still puts in that effort as if he was first year in the system and trying to get better every single time he steps in the club. As for his waffle form, he dominates when he comes back there. I think he averaged 30 in a goal or something for the for 3-4 weeks leading up to his AFL return, which was absolutely justified. I thought he was on the weekend. I didn't watch the game, but he was, definitely deserving of a call-up. So well done, Hutch.
So surely we're not going to get a blind Hammer Time votes from yourself, just kind of guessing who might have played well?
No, we're not. As I promised to the fans listening at home last week, I have got the leaderboard, the updated leaderboard.
About time.
It is about time. I think it was 3 weeks since I've brought the leaderboard back, so we've got that.
Look, I promised you a whiteboard in here. We've all made mistakes.
Yeah, we all have made mistakes, and that's fine. That's footy. But I have delegated this week, as all great leaders do, I have delegated the responsibilities of Hammer Time votes to Oscar. So it will be Oscar Time votes.
Jeez,
Doesn't really have a good ring to it, but Oscar Time votes it is.
Will it be a forward swaying type leaderboard after this one, Oz? Are you going to have a bit of favouritism going on, or can you be impartial in this moment?
The only thing I've given him, the only rule that I've given him is he's not allowed to feature in the votes. Because that'd be stiff if you gave yourself the 3-2 and the 1.
Look, you've had good games this year. I can't see you featuring in the Saints game, just quietly.
Hey, leave him alone.
Welcome.
Unsung hero.
So today we have the Hammer Time votes, the Oscar Time votes.
Perfect.
The Allen Time votes. That's always better.
The Allen Time. Actually, I like that. The Allen Time
I'm not going to drag it out too much because I don't have the same allure as Hammer does with his voting system.
Few do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, few do.
Some can, again.
It's a midfield-dominated voting this week.
Perfect.
So I'll pretty much get straight into it. 3 votes.
We're starting with the 3.
Okay,
Jeez.
I'll start with the
you
1.
start with the 3, mate. It's your votes this week.
You're right. I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, do it your way.
Quality leadership, but that's
Weird.
micromanaging.
3 votes. Dom Sheed. I thought Sheeder was very good, sealed the game late. Tim Kelly was probably the player who had the most impact on the game early when he was up for grabs, but I thought Dom throughout the day, consistent and finish a job off. His numbers were probably best. We're not a numbers type of people here, but finished the job off well.
I'm assuming Tim got heavily tagged in the second half.
He did, yes, and Tim got 2 votes.
Tim, 2 votes. Excellent stuff. Well,
Broke the game open in the second quarter. As we mentioned, we talked about him already. Terrific. Well done, Tim.
Hammer, it was unbelievable 5 minutes.
Yeah, it
Might
was
have to go back and watch.
Whatever he did, it just worked out
What
and
patch
resulted in
of-
a score.
just like centre bounce.
What patch of the second quarter? Because if it's 5 minutes, I'll watch
like
it.
10 minutes to go to 3 minutes to go,
Beautiful.
maybe?
I'll watch it.
Yeah, very good.
Red Riders tap, inside 50, followed up, difficult snap, and then that just begun it all. He was like, I'm on.
He's a pretty good player, isn't he?
He's a very, very
He's
good
a
player.
star.
And 1 vote, Elliot Yeo.
Awesome.
There was consideration. Josh Candy kicked 3, Jack Darling kicked 3,
6 straight between the 2 big boys.
kicking them well. And I decided to go for Yoey just purely because of he's a bull. He really just is a bull. The way he competes for us in the midfield, and he's one of a kind midfielder. I think there's a certain breed of guys that are 190 plus and are 90 to 95 kilos plus, and just control the game with their physical dominance. And I think he did that really well.
He had 20 contested possessions. It's the second time ever he's done it in his career. Like, he was very strong around the contest.
Yeah, that's huge. Have you got an unsung hero?
I do, and controversial, the unsung hero for the week, it's actually Harry Edwards.
Wow.
He had a tough day, but I think it's been overlooked. I went down back, had a goal kicked on me. Gov had 1 kicked on him. Roth had 1 kicked on him.
Yours was the mark floating across that you would have eaten up had he not. Just got
Yeah,
his
I was
cheeks
like,
in front.
yeah, I'm marking this, and his just long arms appeared from nowhere. But yeah, Harry, the unsung hero, I thought he was really, really good on the day, assured by foot. Obviously, he's a developing player, and you have days where you're playing really good players and they get hold of you. It happens to everyone. And he's just starting off his career, and I think it'll be a great learning curve. But the things he does for the team never go unnoticed. So Harry Edwards for me.
Had 4 intercept marks on the weekend, along with Roth.
12 marks in total.
Well done, Bill. Okay, so we call him Bill, by the way, or I call him Bill because he looks a little bit like Billy Stanlake, the Australian fast bowler.
He's fallen off the side of the earth.
yeah,
Billy
he
Stanley,
has. I
hasn't
think
he? He's really dropped
I
off.
think he still might play for the Adelaide Strikers. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Was he at the Canes for a while? He was. You're a Canes man.
Nah, Billy Stanlake.
Was he
Nah,
not?
Riley
I
Meredith.
definitely
think.
remember him from Redback Town, or the Strikers, yeah.
I think you're thinking Riley Meredith.
Yep.
Another tall, fast
Potentially.
bowler.
Yep.
Or maybe Moody.
Nah, I'm thinking Moody.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, to the leaderboard. And yes, I am a Canes man. Love our Canes. The leaderboard. 1 vote, Shuey Rotham. 2 votes, McGovern. 3 votes, Petruccelli, Archie, Elliot Yeo. 4 votes, Kennedy, Liam Ryan. 5 votes, Redden, Darling, Shepherd, Cripps. 7 votes, Oscar Allen, Andrew Gaff. 8 votes, Shannon Hurn, Dom Sheed. The top 3, third on 10 votes is Tom Barras. Second on 11 votes is Tim Kelly. And leading the Hammer Time votes by a margin of 4 votes is on 15, Nick Nadanui.
Very good, very
There's
good.
the leaderboard.
You see the stat Fox Footy put up of Nick Nat and all his
My
number one
goodness
and number
me.
2 ranked in the AFL?
No.
It's like 7 different categories.
Yeah, he's leading in terms of so they were talking about picking the ruckman for the All-Australian team, and they said in terms of just ruckman, he's the leading contested possession, get a clearance winner, hit outs to advantage, fantasy points, and then second. He was second in one stat. It was stupid good.
Your All-Australian ruckman, would they be Nick Nat and
Max Gawn probably.
Max Gawn?
Gee, there's a fair case for Sean Darcy, who would be stiff to miss out.
I don't think he is at the level
He's
yet.
very
He's
good,
very, very, very good, but I think you have to go with the 2 big boys first.
And I agree, and I still think Darcy's doing some ruckman things. And I'm only saying that because my little brother's on the team, and he probably could have given him a goal on the weekend. But I think those two. I think if you're picking an All-Australian ruckman, you're picking the team. Everyone else is good around you. You don't need the ruckman to be good at anything else but being a ruckman, and Nick's the best at that.
If you're picking your 3-box trifecta and you think Grundy was not in it at the start of the year, you'd be shocked. And it's looking that way, that there's probably 3 ruckmen ahead of him.
Tom Hickey's been pretty good.
Tom Hickey's been very good. He's probably been the most improved player this
I'd
year.
put Hickey in front of Darcy if I was picking a box trifecta.
How many games did Tom Hickey play last year for the Eagles? Maybe 2 or 3?
Yeah, not even.
And now he's up there, as we're saying, top 3, top 4 ruckman in the competition. A great bounce back year for the big fella.
Couldn't happen for too nice a bloke either.
Hope he's going well.
Certainly couldn't. And I think that's what you get. I mean, tough to play ruck in front of Nick Nat-Nui, so, you know.
You're telling me.
So we got the Pies this week then, MCG. You're going to be flying out tomorrow, I believe, Oscar, Friday fly.
We shall.
Yeah, so you're now going a day out.
We are.
So is it kind of like riding the hot hand? You did it last time you flew, it was 1 day out. I'm sure there's way more government restrictions. We don't want you in the state for too long. But I would also back the footy department to say, hey, that worked. Let's do it until it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that. Some of the COVID protocols that will happen when we get over there, the week that we've had training, what days we've trained going into it. So I'm sure it's a combination of a number of things. Decisions made by people far more important than you and I, Thumper. But just glad that we've got a bit of clarity, and we'll be really excited to come back for the 2 weeks home quarantine afterwards.
Hammer, I'm going to give you some ins and outs for the Pies. So there's no Scott Pendlebury, which is just a monster loss for him.
Yeah, it's disappointing stuff, but suck him at the same time.
I'll back you. Jeremy Howe, he's on the cusp of returning. You got Maine, Hoskin Elliott, whether you want to play Thomas and Sear, also back. Jack Redden's nearing a return for West Coast, so whether you're going to eat him up down at Waffle level on Saturday afternoon or whether he's straight back in is an interesting call for the selectors.
I can't imagine he comes back through the Waffle. He's been our most consistent midfielder for the whole year, so I think he'll be pretty much, if he's fit, he's in.
How many players in the senior side do you reckon come straight back in off a 4-week injury?
I reckon... Well, hang on. Let me just quickly run through the list. So we go in from our back line off a 4-week injury.
4-week injury.
Hurn, McGovern, Shepherd, Barras.
Yep.
Off in the back line. I think...
Duggan didn't play much Waffle off. Well, he had 5 weeks off, didn't he?
Yeah, well, there you go, Duggan.
Duggo.
So Duggo, that's 5 from our back line. From our midfield, Gaff. I think Nat-Nui... Depends on the midfielder sort of pick if they want to, I think. But if I'm selecting and, it's only 4 week, Nat-Nui doesn't, Gaff doesn't, Shuey doesn't, Kelly doesn't, Yo doesn't, Redden doesn't, She doesn't.
I reckon Sheed might.
4 weeks maybe, and then that's probably it for the midfield. In our forward line, Kennedy doesn't, Darling doesn't, you don't.
Ryan
Cripps doesn't, Ryan doesn't.
It's almost like our team, and we've spoken about this in the past, like a lot of our team has just kind of picked themselves.
Rioli doesn't.
He
comes straight big enough.
He comes
straight back in after 2 years. If
Rioli come straight back in round 24, 23, last round of the year.
I wonder if Hammer will have the much delighted joy of playing Willie Rioli for 1 week, at least to see where he's at, and then if they want to make the call. It'd be such an interesting... We'll be telecasting that game, don't you worry about it, in the just-in-case category.
He's the best player I've ever seen. He comes straight back in. If he's got another month to do pretty much a mini preseason. He's already been halfway through it. Just based off his visual appearance on the way back and the work that he's been putting in on in his break through his social media and stuff. He's obviously been training and he looks in reasonable condition compared to what he has done in the past. So you can tell that he's been putting in work. But it is it's always hard to compare, especially when you're on your own. You can't. So very tough to mentally and physically get yourself at that training level that you would if you were in a group and back at a professional outfit.
Absolutely. Can we talk about the man of the moment for a second?
Well, are we going to watch your race though? Are we going to break for the race?
We can get it. We can get talk with Bung.
Okay, because Bung's a big topic. As
He is
you
a
know.
big topic.
Big man and a big topic.
How much time do we have here?
I reckon we could put aside 4 minutes for Bung right now.
Okay, all right. Well, let's start it off then. So the Magic Milestone 300 games. I'll let you two take the floor because you're much closer than I am, having played some seasons. Mm-hmm. You can either start just talking character or your favourite Bunga moment. Go and I'll lead you when you get stuck.
Well, Oz, I will direct my thoughts at you. I mean, he was my captain for my first 2 years. Shuey was my captain for the second year. Love Luke, obviously, but Bunga's just a different type of leader and a different type of bloke. I think he spoke about it and a tremendous Eagles video that they put up about his 300. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's great. But he talks about his transition in his career through football and how he's had more of a focus in the last 4 or 5 years on coaching, as you know, if you want to say it that way, but more sort of helping the younger players. And I found when I first got to the club, he is just a real solid, honest man, and he, has the time of day for everyone. He's a country bloke, so he listens, and he has a different way of speaking to people. And just personally, like, he is I have so much time for him. He's one of the best blokes I know through football, and to make it to 300 games is just an enormous effort.
Oscar Allen, Hammer's talking about BHP's recent series of Eagle stories. Here's just a couple of the best grabs from it. Talking coaching, talking about developing the youngsters. Let's have a quick listen.
It is about team success, but I understand you can weigh up at times about your individual needs. And I was always taught and grown up that you get your own fulfilment out of football and your own enjoyment. So people can tell you why you play footy or how to play footy or enjoyment, but it's really you that has to get that from it, because that's where your passion comes from. So you need to find out early on, why do you enjoy playing football? And as I said, that was, for me, was more about the team success and doing well. Yes, you love playing football. Each year that goes by in footy, I really love seeing players get better. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of experiences, so to try to pass them on. You see the players coming through, go through different challenges that you went through individually, or you see other players that went through, and not that you have a laugh, but you go, mate, seen that, go about it this way, or someone else went this way. It's not that it's not a big deal, but it is when you are coming through trying to establish your career. So that's what I really enjoy doing, is helping players have an understanding about their own game, the way footy is, the expectations. So coaching does appeal to me. Teaching about decision-making skills and helping blokes find their way is something that I've taken real passion in probably the last 4 or 5 years.
I think that audio hits the hammer on the head. No pun intended. No, actually, yeah, pun intended. Bunga is just one of the greatest men of all time. I don't have any other way to put it. He's the same person he's always been. I've only known him for 4 years, but everything you watch on TV and you're hoping he is when you actually meet him, the old saying, don't meet your heroes. He is the exact same bloke you perceive on TV. He's the most honest man I know. If you're slacking, he'll tell you, and he'll also pump you up. And he's got a great vibe, and I've had a great personal experience with him over the last couple of years, probably starting my career down back and working with him closely, and he's been great with me. And then when I'm up forward, even if I have some tough games where I don't perform that well, Bung's been terrific in. I remember there was a game in the Gold Coast hub, and I was playing quite poorly, and I got dropped that week actually. And we were just in the lift, and we were stuck in the hub. I was thinking, what am I doing here? I can't get a kick. What's going on? And it was simple as I got off the lift, he just grabbed me on the shoulder, he goes, mate, you're going all right. And just walked off, and you're like, you're my dad. I love you, mate. You are everything I want to be as a person. And he's just himself. He's so weird and different, but he's just so cool because he is weird.
He embraces that.
Yeah, he does. And there's not few blokes in the world that are like this, but there are a few, but he is one of them. And probably the one that I would say with the most conviction is no one has a bad word to say about him. I don't care if you've met him once, if you've known him for 30 years. Not a single person that I know, and I'd hazard a guess as to say no one has a single bad word to say about the bloke. And that if that doesn't sum him up as a person, what does?
And I tell you what, he'd be hating this week.
Oh yeah, all the press,
he'd
all
be
the attention.
Hating it. This has already happened twice. Well, firstly for his
almost
milestone,
3 times
milestone game, gets injured again, and then this now. He is going to be absolutely hating it 100%, but I don't care.
Yeah,
he deserves to be. Yeah,
and that's his character, obviously. But in terms of his football, he's a premiership captain. He's an All-Australian. Should have been All-Australian captain.
That is the biggest mockery.
That's one of the biggest rorts I've ever seen for sure. But premiership captain. What else is there? There's just you could list off how many Glendenning Allen medals has he
Could
won?
be two. Could be
Three.
two. Three?
Three.
Wow.
Three.
That's massive. Tough for him back to win best and fairest, but like he's just been everywhere his whole career, and he's just phenomenal.
We
as a
aren't
footballer.
match committee or the list management. Did you get another year?
Oh, absolutely gets another year.
I think he said he wanted to play on. It's whether he wants
If
it.
he
sure.
wants
No
to, he
question.
gets another
I
year.
think so.
Yep.
And just in terms of his talking about his playing ability, and back to something that we've been teasing for I think a few months.
The top five.
The top 5 West Coast Eagles players.
We're actually
of all
not going to
time.
touch on it today either.
No, we're not. Oh no, we said we would last week.
Yeah, we lied.
We tell lots of lies.
Next week.
Yeah, sorry about
Next
that.
week we shall.
But you know what? I'll give you a teaser. He's in mine.
Bang.
There you go.
Leaks.
He's in mine.
WikiLeaks.
I'm not going to say whether he's in mine or not.
No, you don't. Leave it as. But I think he's in my top 5 Eagles of all time, and the first player to have. If you've been inside the Lathlane facilities or Mineral Resources Park facilities, there's a wall of 250 plus game players.
Yep.
And he's starting his new wall. And I
Perfect.
Talk
can't
to us
wait
about
see
what
it.
that was like, Oscar.
Yeah, it was weird. It was pretty cool. It's something we've brought in to try and recognise milestones. And as a younger player, you look up to these guys. And I think the fact we're celebrating it more than we ever have in the past is terrific, because a younger player, I look up Jeremy McGovern 150, Bunga 300, Nick Natanui 200 games. 200 games? Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yep.
You look at it and you think, this is something I want to achieve. It's a huge goal, and it's something I might not get to, but it's something I want to achieve in my career. And you can look up to those players now and say, that's the wall. I'm going to be on that wall in 10 years' time, or I'm going to strive to be on that wall. Yeah, terrific. I'm not sure who else will join him on the 300 club.
I think there'll be 2 in the current playing
I
list.
think you and I both know the two.
So we've got Kennedy 275. That would require a basically fully healthy year in 2022 should he decide to go on. Jack Redden's got some miles to make up, 239. You think he might finish just a little bit short, but you never know. Gaff Darling 232.
Lock it in.
Monty's.
Yeah, Monty's.
Lock him in.
Durability out of this world.
Lock him in, and I think JK is another one that could. But that's all.
It'd all have to go right for him, I think. He's probably missed, 4 games this year? Three maybe.
Yeah,
Finals to come this year, however
Things
deep you go.
have to go right for him, but I think he's a chance. But Gaff and Darling, thanks for coming.
So a few things for you.
Clear space on the wall.
So hearing about how Jeremy McGovern's 150 and what that meant to him, it wasn't tears welling up, but it wasn't far off. It was just to identify as a life member at any club. Didn't matter, and it just so happened to be the most elite that you can get in the States.
It's a dream.
And you just, as you said, as a young player aspiring to get there, and while you can seem like you're on the trajectory, I'll never forget Eric McKenzie doing a knee in a preseason game down at Rushton, and he was the best defender probably in the AFL at
Yep.
the time.
Another mockery to not be in the All-Australian side.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll back that 100%. And then from then on, it was just trying to fit back into a Simo system, which didn't really lend itself to key defenders. It was more rotating, zoning off. And he finished short. He finished short of 150.
Yep.
147?
Yeah, I think it was either
Maybe
either
even
149 or 147. But for a person on his path and where he was when he did that knee, if you'd have said to me that day, he's not going to get to 150, wouldn't have believed you no matter what you threw at me.
Thankfully, a life member of the club now.
Yeah, thankfully.
And, one of the great men.
Yeah, one of the great men, and also one of the saddest moments I've seen in football was, there's actually a couple. Alex Johnson doing his knee for the 100th time, that was tough to
sad.
watch. But personally, I was at the ground. So Eric, in his last, before he retired and his body, he said his body gave up, his big toes and his feet were, giving him a lot of grief, couldn't really run. And I did a bit of rehab with him, quite a lot of rehab in my first year on my knee. And he came back through with me, and he was given the option, hey mate, you can play. You're playing this week. You can play East Perth or East Perth Reserves. He said, I don't want to play East Perth Reserves. I'll play 60 minutes at East Perth. And watching him run around out there, he looked like he was hobbling. He looked like he was limping, and he knew. Yeah. And he walked off at the end of the game, and he was in tears. And he gave Serge Ian Miller a massive hug. And I looked at it and thought, you just know that he's. He can't go on. And the next Monday, it was everyone downstairs, hey, mate, boys, listen, my body's given up and I can't do it. But watching him walk off the ground, knowing in his heart that he was done, was so hard to see. And for such a tremendous fella, I am very, very glad that he did get the acknowledgement and the life membership post-fact.
100% Hammer. Now, Footy Rhino, Ryan Daniels tweeted during the week, since 1991, only 3 players have had the following: Premiership skipper, been named All-Australian, and played 300 games. Can you name the other 3?
Is Bunga not? So Bunga's not in that. Scott
He's
Pendlebury.
the fourth.
Scott Pendlebury.
No.
He didn't captain the premiership, did he?
No, he was a baby.
Voss. Did Voss play 300?
No.
Hodge.
Hodge is one.
One.
Bang. One Allen.
Bang. Okay.
Bartel.
Nah, we've got another. Or do you want hints or not?
Nah.
No.
All right.
Did Jarrod McVeigh play 300
That
games?
is two.
Far out. Aussie Allen. Here he is.
300.
That's a
Huge.
great get.
That was the harder one. That's your only hint you're going to get. That
Okay.
was the harder one.
Since 1991, so it'd be someone from 1991.
Did
I
Warren
would've-
Treadray play?
Who knows? But he ain't one of them.
All right. Well, who won the premiership in 1991? Because I
It's
imagine.
not that far back.
Well, why would it be since 1991?
Who
then?
knows?
Well, Geelong won in 91. A famous... Was it Geelong? I think it's the Eagles.
No, Hawthorn beat
Hawthorn beat the
in
Eagles.
91.
And then we won 92 and 94.
Did anyone? No.
Melbourne team.
Melbourne team. Who captained Essendon in 2000? Not them. Shivers.
Shiver me timbers.
You giving up?
Nah, not yet. Not far off though.
How many games has Trent Cotchin played?
Not enough. 280, I think.
He might join that list.
Yeah, he could do. Nah, I'll give up. Who?
Sam Mitchell.
I'm embarrassed.
There you go.
Yeah, that is embarrassing. But I got 2 of the 3.
Yeah, no, well
I'm
done.
not sure where you're at.
I was nowhere, mate.
Also, Ryan Daniels, good on you. Got the
Yeah.
Olympic gig. Congratulations to you,
Yeah.
mate. Hope you're enjoying it over there.
Surely you would
Huge.
be.
That's huge stuff.
Have you got back or neck pain? Are you rehabbing a sports injury and need the best in physiotherapy care? Or are you dealing with arthritis pain and want to start feeling better? Visit West Coast Health and High Performance. It's located where the Eagles train at Mineral Resources Park. Their team of experts will design an individual program for you to get back on track with your health. West Coast Health and High Performance. Book an appointment today at westcoasthealth.com.au.
Yes, thanks to the team at West Coast Health and High Performance doing their thing. They are dominating over there, but they would love your company, so go and visit them or go online. Hey, did you see during the week, boxing sessions have now been banned within the AFL?
I did say that Mitch Lewis concussion was from months ago, and they tried to keep it under wraps, and it's obviously come out. And I think it's, how are you going to mandate that? How are you going to mandate that no one was fighting? And it's just boxing. Like, I don't know how many actual boxing sessions that clubs have. They're player on player. So
Especially during the season, huh?
yeah, it's normally with a boxing coach,
coach.
or you're just punching the gloves.
It's I don't understand why it's banned. It's the best fitness. I think, like, to go 12 rounds of boxing takes a different level of fit, and it gets your footy hardened. I think it's a great tool to have. I mean, the concussion there, Yowie broke his hand boxing here
He did.
years ago.
And cracked it by all reports.
Yeah, cracked it. And, since...
Not cracked his hand, cracked the shiver me timbers.
Yeah,
Right.
but, he broke his hand doing boxing in a sparring session, so I think they sort of tinkered the rules around. You can't spar necessarily one-on-one. I don't know. But
Remember the old school days of like two players having a problem with each other and then the old school coach
Taking
being
in
like,
the
put
change room.
the gloves on,
have a crack.
work it out together.
Some
Yeah.
unbelievable stories, which we will not bring up. But Jacob Kaczynski knocking out Mitch Lewis, one key forward to another. Respect.
yep.
Respect, brother.
Sometimes if you just need to get a game,
Respect.
No better way
Anything
to
you
do it.
can.
Get out of my leading
no
patterns.
question.
Awesome. All right. Well, it's time for a bit of Who Are You?
Oh, yeah. Aussie. Welcome.
Ham.
So, this morning, Lex got this in 9.
She's slipping.
Yeah.
She's slipping, but also your questions are becoming more 1 to 5. You are zero chance of
Yeah,
getting it.
you are
and
tough.
then number 9's like, he wears number 9. You're like, oh, Nick Nanui, yeah.
Okay, so...
I'm going to make a new rule here now that I'm in the hosting chair for today. So there's no random guesses each round. If you've got a proper guess, say it. I'd hate for someone to just ask it and then you don't get the challenge of having to work it out properly. All right?
Sure.
Hey, mate, when you're in this chair, you make these rules.
run the
Don't give me
rules.
that look.
Okay,
Politely
now...
decline that offer.
Well, now, Oscar, and I said this last week when, so obviously Jeremy McGovern did it last week. It was Mark Nikoski. I think this is our 20th podcast or pretty close to that.
Very close, yeah.
Which means we've done about half the list. So it's too easy to just have it be a current player that we haven't already done. So I've opened it up to the entire club, past players that you know. I'm not going to say, Turley, Craig Turley. But you know, I wouldn't put in some personal clues about him.
Loves
You
a
would be
barrel.
like-
If that's in there, Turls.
But, you know, I wouldn't make it that. If it's a past player, you will know the past player. If it's someone at the club, you will know someone at the club. But I have just broadened the scope a little bit because otherwise it's just narrowing down to 20 players.
This could be the ultimate red herring, and I'm thinking of old players, and it's like, it was Brad Shepherd.
Well, it could be. It's, yeah, you know,
So you are opening it up. It can be either or.
I am opening up.
Yeah.
It definitely still could be a current player. It could be a past player. It could be someone at the club. It just is opened up, but you'll know the person.
Fire away.
Here we go. Who am I? Clue number 1. Has played AFL football.
That helps.
Yeah, so I just don't want guesses there, Oz. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So don't say Ian Miller.
Yeah, don't say, well, it's not that.
Okay, good.
Carry on.
Clue number 2. If you had waited, under 27 years old. Certainly not Ian Miller.
Under 27. So this instantly, I'm not going to have a guess, but I assume makes an ass of you and I. But I think it might be a player that I'm friends with that's just gone out of the system.
Could be. Clue number 3. Scored with his first kick in AFL footy.
Now I'm happy for you to have guesses.
Scored with his first kick.
Yep.
So not goal, scored.
Scored.
Yeah. Massive red herring.
Is it Luke Partington?
It is not Luke Partington.
Great guess.
Tremendous guess. Clue number 4. Bowled leg spin as a junior cricketer.
Bold leg spin. That's a good clue.
Can you bowl leggies?
No, I can't with my shoulder anymore.
Of course.
Yeah, poor bastard. Clue number 5. Was not drafted as an 18-year-old.
Okay. Not drafted at 18. I'm stumped right now.
Understood.
I'm thinking...
That's okay. We'll go on to clue 6.
Yep.
Clue number 6. Can juggle 3 bowling pins.
Some great clues. 3 bowling pins.
You notice anyone juggling tennis balls in the shed these days?
I'm very good at it myself.
Can you juggle bowling pins?
I've never tried. A little factoid about me, my mum was actually, when she was like 16, was a part of the circus, used to ride a unicycle and juggle bowling pins. So,
Really?
Yeah, I've got him in the house.
Would love to see it.
Yeah.
Because in Jeremy McGovern's 150 milestone, it had him riding his unicycle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very good.
Unreal.
Can I have a guess?
Yep.
Well, not a guess. A guess.
Yep.
Is it... I don't even know who it could be. Is it Liam... Oh, it's not Liam Duggan. No. Yeah, keep going. I don't have anyone. I'm blank. It's
hard.
Clue number 7. He's not the only AFL player in his family.
Yeah, okay.
Is it you?
Yeah, well done.
From the cloud.
Well done.
That was awesome. So I was thinking...
Great job.
And Lex took 9 turns.
Great job.
So I was sitting there. That's awesome. So I'm not sure what it was. I was like, this bloke does everything. I was like, who do I know? It's just a weird dude that can do pretty much everything.
I was going to ask Hammond if he bowled leggies. I'm glad I didn't. It was like, oh, yeah, I'm not bad.
It all of a sudden cleared like brother, and I was thinking, and I was like, Gov? No, not Gov. He's too old. And then your name kind of popped up, and then as I thought that, I was like, you did used to bowl leggies
and
flat
I wasn't
out.
drafted as an 18-year-old.
Yeah, and you weren't drafted as
And
an
I
18-year-old.
can juggle 3 bowling
And
pins.
you kicked it behind with your first
And
kick.
I kicked it behind with my first
How
kick.
close was the kick to goal that you had as a behind?
I just pushed it to the right.
Okay.
Just missed it.
Set shot?
Yeah, set shot
Okay.
against St Kilda. Just butchered it. But that's
How
okay.
do you not remember this?
I don't
was on
remember
the
the set
bench,
on
yeah.
set.
Yeah,
shot
that's
on
hey,
goal,
that's
no.
okay. The next clues were, you would have got this one because we've talked about it on Useless AFL Stats. He was the first West Coast Eagles player to have the same fantasy points as his jumper number on debut for the Eagles.
Yep.
Useless AFL Stat about myself, had 22 fantasy
Can't
points.
believe Lex didn't know that.
Yeah,
You just
number
said about yourself.
Wouldn't have seen him bowl too many leggies, I'd imagine.
Who did Lex guess?
No, Lex was like stumped the whole way through and was just like, what's going on? And then when I said this next clue, number 9, has 100% AFL win rate.
She went you.
1 from 1. She's like,
Just big that stat up around the dinner
she's
table a
like,
few times.
Is it
have
you? And I was like, yeah, it is me. Well done. She's like, I didn't think it'd be you. So anyway, and then the 10th clue, which if that didn't give it away, this one would. The 10th clue is the best, funniest, and nicest bloke ever. So, well done, Ozzy.
So
You
it's
got it
Liam
in
Duggan.
7. Yeah, it's Drew Petrie. Well done, mate. Got it in 7, and that was me. Good stuff.
Pretty happy with myself there. That's a great
Yeah,
performance.
that was from the clouds too.
like
From
it.
completely stumped after 6 to nailing it in 7.
So it's got to be Ham.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well done, and we'll get them again next week.
How many poles in your time bowling these leggies?
The best figures I ever had was actually on my 16th birthday, playing Year 10 cricket. I took 5 for 11 off 5 overs and made 38 runs or something.
game.
It was a game. And I nearly took a hat trick, clean bowled someone, LB the next ball, new batsman to the crease, bowled one, it just fizzed away from the edge, missed the outside edge, and then clean bowled him the next ball.
We'll take this offline, but Hammer is the funniest story ever about being caught at deep mid-wicket, which we discussed.
It was in that same game.
Oh my God!
It's not appropriate for radio.
No.
Can you censor it in any way?
No, just no.
Good.
Yeah, funny story. Story.
I'd imagine you would have been good on the sledge, and as your leg spin bowler, there's nothing better than just bamboozling him, sledging him, getting him rattled.
Absolutely.
That's up your alley.
No question about it.
All right, boys, I see you reaching for your phones, and I'm guessing it's not from the poor repartee coming from the hosting mic. It's probably time to look through your socials and find out what's been tinkering in the fans' mindset.
Absolutely. It's that time of the week.
Influx, or is it a bit quiet on the Western Front?
I've had a couple. I'll start, Oz, because mine, a lot of them are to do with you and your goal celebrations.
God, a lot of mine is to do with it as well. Actually,
It's not going to help when you're going down back to pinch hit for Gov. There's not going to be, you're not celebrating spoils back there, are you?
Not at all.
From Jack Munt. Hey, mate, big fan of the pod, and a video link for Oscar. Some ideas I particularly like: the strike or the lawnmower.
The lawnmower's great.
Thoughts? ? Been a slow few weeks, so hopefully time for the big fella to kick a bag and do a few. And he sent us a video link. We've just watched it. They are quite funny.
What's the strike?
So the strike is, and the only scenario where this would work in a game is if you kick a Joey the Goose from the goal square.
Same with the lawnmower.
And the lawnmower. Run to the bag of spare footies, pick up a spare footy, have JK, JD and Cripper in a little triangle, roll the ball at him and knock him over for the strike.
There's no way JK and Cripper
I
are
would get
agreeing to
bullied
that.
out of the football club if I asked them to do a celebration.
That's an NFL sort of thing, though. Which is quite cool, but unfortunately they would be pretty tough to do.
Just a quick one. We are quite placid with celebrations, but when we were playing AFLX in the preseason of 2018,
hilarious.
it was encouraged by Sam Mitchell that best celebration gets in the team meeting. So blokes are doing spending half the training session just celebrating goals, and oh my God, so good.
Quite funny. Oz, I've also had a couple, Elliot Bryce being one of them. Hey mate, big fan of Coast to Coast. Keen on the top 5 Eagles of all time. Yeah, mate, you'll be waiting still, unfortunately. Anyway, you should ask Oscar about the Piano Man.
Yeah, the Piano Man. This was I said to Chris Summers, a lady who works at the club, that it's my favourite song. And then unbeknown to me, in the Richmond game, I believe, we've run out after half time, and I've got about 20 Snapchats from my friends that are at the game and my partner of the big screen, and it's got my head, and it was favourite song, Piano Man, and then the whole crowd's singing Piano Man. And
No way.
yeah, 100%.
Was it playing over the speaker?
Yeah. And I was
epic.
oh my God, it is a great song, and one of the all-time favourites.
Yeah, well, I've had a few people come in and ask about the that, which is tremendous, and keep the questions coming in. And now I'll finish on just a football-related one from Belinda Nolan. Hi, Hamish. Wondering if you could ask this question on the Coast to Coast podcast. How different, and could you talk through the differences week to week, Oscar, playing from a full crowd to no crowd, and how does that affect your mindset and game day feels?
Not a lot. I actually got asked this question on the radio this morning.
Excellent. Little plug.
Self-plug. And it doesn't really change that much. I think last year it was probably a bigger thing, but you've gotten used to it now. And we had the Freo game and the Western Bulldogs game, which was, we found out an hour before the game that no one was going to be there, which is a little bit of a different situation. But you don't really think about it. It's almost part and parcel with footy these days.
But it's advantageous to the more instructional teams. From a voyeur's perspective, you can hear the instructions being shouted out, and if you're more proactive and setting up best with vocal instructions, it's at your benefit because you can hear everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got one more, if you wouldn't mind, just waiting. I can't remember who sent it. I'm just struggling to find the person's name. But anyway, the question was around your selection and around your positioning on ground. What do you get spoken to throughout the week? How much do you know? And what is your mindset going into a game? Do you go in preparing, I'm going to play forward? Do you know much in advance? You said on the weekend you heard whispers of Gov playing second ruck. What's your mindset going into games in terms of what position you play?
Generally, I like to know by the day before the game and have some good clarity. I like to be pretty prepared, specifically when I'm playing the forward line on the backman that's going to play on me, but I'm relatively good, and I think I spoke about earlier with just being fluid, and if you can play footy, you can play footy. It doesn't really matter where you're playing, so that's always been my mindset. So when I get called to told to go down to full back for 5 minutes, you just kind of roll with the punches a little bit, and it's probably, I'd actually say it's one of my best strengths as a footballer, just being able to go with the motion.
Yep, and the ability to sell badges.
God, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, mate, so that's enough. That's my socials, just a couple of the best ones for the week. And now, what have you got for me?
I've got a couple. Firstly, Connor James was very happy with the fact I got rid of the Sanchez, so he got back to me and said, thanks, mate. Question from Jabe. Question for the Coast to Coast. How's the Luxy going? It's going terrific. Thank you very much. I won't say anything else on the matter.
There you go. Not as good as the Mazda BT50, but anyway, you get that.
Next question was, I got a lot about bringing back the chainsaw.
Yeah. Well, mate, people want to see it.
People want to see it, but I'm not sure.
Imagine doing it to no crowd at the G.
The players...
Yeah, that'd be tough.
The players don't like it. Like, the teammates don't like the chainsaw.
So you're worried about the feedback you're going to get?
Absolutely.
For those,
right.
Yeah, for those listening at home, the West Coast Eagles Football Club is... and the players in it are very no-nonsense. You might see footage or you see pictures of other AFL clubs in the pre-season, for example. It gets to 30 degrees, blokes are taking their shirts off, running around with no shirt on, doing 2K time trials. There has never, in my time here, been a player that has taken their shirt off in a training session outside, regardless of how hot it gets.
Never.
The ridicule you would get, just like, get on with the job. Don't worry about this extra no-nonsense, fussy sort of stuff, and just play footy.
Social media brings a lot of anxiety with players at the playing group because you almost cannot post about football or anything. It's a minefield. You've got to stuff through.
You're still doing fines? Does it get brought up in fines, or it's just the ridicule?
Great segue.
Tremendous segue.
I just had a question from Monty. Monty the Cavalier. It's a photo of a dog. Interesting that a Cavalier can message me.
Yep.
But anyway.
Good on you, Monty.
Thanks, Monty.
Elite breed.
Question, breed or bread?
Breed.
You said bread.
No. I thought he said
I
bread.
thought I said breed.
No, you said bread.
We'll review the tape.
I'll
We'll
be
review the
checking that.
tape.
I'll be checking that.
VAR. Anyway, the question was, who is the new fines master at West Coast now that Scully's left? How does the new bloke compare to the great man? We've actually got a couple of different fines masters in charge of some different sections. So you've got Jakey Waterman and Jacko Nelson, who are in charge of the socials, who are scrolling through and trying. This is exactly what I mean. They're in charge.
I love it.
They're in charge of the
it.
socials, so they're looking at trying to find anyone that's stuffed up, which is often in many situations me from the past.
An executive level of fines amongst different departments.
And then we have an anonymous box where you can put in any suggestions of fines.
It's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous.
Surely many are being made up in those boxes.
Oh, yes. But it's almost,
pretty funny.
Anyway, it's very funny. It's read out by Tom Barras, who is a very dulcet tones and great to read it out because very few are about him because he's a great man.
Yep, fair enough. The Telstra deal that the AFL had
Oh my God,
2 years ago.
I remember it vividly, yeah.
We had social media guys come to us and speak about, hey guys, you've got the Telstra putting this much money away for the AFL. We need the players to buy in. You've got to do these posts. You've got to do Telstra posts. And so you might, if you follow an AFL player on Instagram, you might see that every now and again they put up a Telstra post, and it's a photo of a milestone game, or it usually has something along the lines of, check out the game on the Telstra app at AFL Telstra.
You almost had to have that tagline in there, and the rest was up to your creativity.
Yeah, you did.
At sponsor, hashtag Telstra, hashtag AFL. So there's a 2-line thing that they make you put in, and they want you to put the rest in. Now, what they said to us in this meeting at the start of the year was, boys, the amount you guys post is dismal. You need to be public figures. You need to be posting more because you've got 4 Telstra posts a year, and we don't want it to be your only 4 posts of the year are these sponsored ads, because otherwise people won't pay attention to the content. Yeah. And this guy up the front, I can't remember his name. He had great
silly number, didn't he?
Oh, he had great intentions, but he was like, he said, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. He said you should be posting from anywhere upwards of 5 times a week on Instagram. Right. Not stories, posting.
Yeah, content every 72 hours.
Content every 72 hours or something like that. He said if you go down if you're going to a local coffee shop, get someone to take a photo of you, or just put something. And I'm like,
it's so embarrassing. We can't do it.
We can't. And you look at Americans, it's their brand. Like LeBron James on Instagram posts 2-3 times a day because that's his brand. He's promoting himself. Mm-hmm. But that's not an Australian thing to do, let alone
no one is such a repetitious cycle that you guys are in. You're not traveling to new cities very often. Your training weeks are meant to be exactly the same for repetition and to get into that.
Post a photo when you go down to your local coffee shop. You're posting a photo of Pizzacca every other day.
Yeah, I've been to Pizzacca 6 times this week. Just with my clubby, just big thumbs up.
You can't. And I remember this bloke just got met with a thunderous laugh from the whole crowd. Mate, we are not going to post 5 times a day. And Bunga didn't even have Instagram. Speaking of Bunga,
So Bunga went without
pretty
Telstra
sure he-
Live Pass.
Players make fake Twitter accounts
so
with
you
no
can-
followers.
No followers. Don't post anything else, but just put these sponsored ads up so that you can. I mean, probably get probably get deactivated because Twitter thinks you're a bot. Yeah. But like, I think Bunga might have had to make a fake Twitter account.
No,
Which you would have struggled to do, I'd imagine.
No, so what Bunga did was he said, I'd rather do in-store visits of an hour each instead of one social media post.
Jeez,
So
that's
it
how much the bloke hates
Instead of
social media.
spending 10 minutes making a fake Twitter account and just posting once every 4 months, he's like, nope, I'll do an hour in-store visit once a week.
Jeez, it was
What
funny.
a guy.
But I remember the boys would just, because milestones was one of the, there was a few things you could do. Like one of them was,
I'm going to tell you what my favourite was when you get to the end.
a few of them were like make a funny visit, make a funny video. A few of them were like post something you're doing on your day off.
Make a funny
Another
video.
one was like, but the ones you could really easily tick off was like celebrate a player's milestone or show something of the Telstra tracker. And I remember a few boys, so Jake Waterman, the Telstra tracker mucked up and it said that he was going 36 or 37 k's an hour or something on the ground.
Third fastest of all time.
And
They've just teed him up for a great gag, really.
yeah, and so boys were posting that up about who's going to catch the loosh, all this sort of stuff about how fast he is. Jackson, my first one was Jackson Nelson's 50th. I reckon there would have been 15 of the boys that got around Jacko's 50th game.
Yep.
Jeez, it was funny. But I remember I had to do one with my golf pants. Like, I was playing golf at Cottesloe one day and it was pouring down with rain. I was 5 holes in and had like 1 point, so I was nowhere. And I was wearing, so for my birthday, one of my mates got me a pair of loudmouth golf. It's got the American $100 bills on it. Quite funny. So I posted a photo of me in these pants, like saying some stupid joke. And Mark
Can't
LeBron,
get out. Lucky I'm here watching.
yeah,
the
lucky I'm
AFL
here
like
watching the
that.
AFL with my Telstra, blah, blah, blah. The second best thing on this golf course other than my pants or whatever. And then Mark LeCras posted, Mark LeCras commented like, geez, I hope you're getting more money than's on your pants with this poxy post or something. He got like 100 likes on the bloody thing or whatever. But yeah, that's...
Mark LeCras, probably the one who brought in this culture of being a serial pest.
yeah. But yeah, that's just to the point that social media is, you've got to be strict on it. But... we're bringing it right back. Jeez, we're off topic there for a little bit.
Let me say my favourite. So the favourite, while it's no laughing matter, I think the best post, you're seeing all these obligated Telstra posts come in and who can be the most clever with the 2 lines of content they gave you. And Daniel Venables, bless him, he's posted a picture of him, fully horizontal on the ground, knocked out from his incident. He said, and the quote was, don't remember much from the game, but luckily I can go back and check it out on the Telstra Lite. And I was like, to make light of it and to do it that way,
That's humour.
Bravo, you've done well.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are well off topic, but let's just really quickly snake back. That little spiel we just spoke about, that's why Oscar's not doing the chainsaw.
I can't believe we went from there. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing
That's
the
why
chainsaw.
Ozzy's not doing the chainsaw.
Watch out for the socials this week, by the way. Something might be happening. I've been working towards changing the
here we
username.
go.
And there might be something else coming out. Wait and see.
Did you have to send a photo of you and your
I
passport?
can't say.
Understood.
Awesome. So,
Keep sending them in, by the way. If whatever you got
Yeah.
questions for the
Keep
podcast for
sending
the
them in.
boys, doesn't matter what it is. Use the SafeL stats. I get a few of them. They're great. Hit me up, even just to say g'day.
love it. Well, that brings us to the end of the program. Before we wrap, it is Olympic time. Are you two riding the wave at the moment?
It's
what are you
Olympic
watching?
fever.
What's taking most of your interest? You've got a personal connection, Oz. How late are you staying up, Hammer? Give me Olympic chat before we break.
I have a friend in the men's hockey team. Josh Belts, his name is. He's a friend of. So my girlfriend Lex is a twin, and Liv and her partner are friends with Josh, and so I've got to know him through there. Played a little bit of golf with him. He's a very, very good fella, and he scored in the game against India, which was huge. And as a genuine gold medal sniff, our Australian men's hockey team, I have been watching that, which is awesome.
Epic.
The swimming is I love
Swimming's
watching
all time.
that. Swimming's great. I mean, I'm a massive track and field guy, though. I can't wait for that sort of stuff to get going. But yeah, I'll watch. I'll get home. If I do study, I'll get home late. I finish training. I'll put it on. And the good thing is it's only an hour time difference. So,
Brilliant time difference.
They go to bed at, the things finish at 10 o'clock. Our time, it's 11 o'clock. Like I'm in bed by a reasonable hour. I get to bed, but I'm watching Olympics every day.
It's awesome, and they're covering it so well on the app too.
Yeah.
They are. And it's great because the big finals for America's sake are in the morning for Australia, and then the Australian one, it's Australian basketball, water polo, all the team sports are at night for us. So
tailor-made.
it's great either way.
I watched the water polo the other day.
So this is what I was going to get on.
the Sharks.
These Sharks.
That is a brutal sport.
Did you know what Australia are ranked in the water polo?
In the men's or
In the men's water polo.
no?
Third, I would say.
They're ranked 22nd in the
There you
world.
go. Understood.
They've never beaten Croatia until they beat them in the game 2 nights ago. Do you know who the number 1 water polo team in the world is?
Belarus.
Almost.
Jeez, that was out of nowhere.
No
guess.
idea.
Montenegro.
Montenegro. How is Belarus close to that?
Well,
Is it
it's just a
geographically
random
close?
country.
Yeah.
Another random country.
Yeah,
but
related like that.
it is a terrific sport and
It's
my personal
brutal.
favourite Olympic sport, which I will not watch at all, but I'm invested heavily right now.
It's just a brutal sport. I was watching it and you see
Underwater cam opens it right up for you.
the kicking, the clawing, like you're drowning blokes. It's awesome.
I know a swimmer who I went to school with for many years, Tamsin Cook. She swam in the 2016 Olympics, left school in year 11 so she could swim. We all watched it we were in year 12.
Did she win a medal in 2016?
She did. She won a silver in the 4x200.
Awesome.
We just watched the 4x200 final. She swam the anchoring leg in the heat and they were leading. They won the heats by 3 seconds. They just came.
So you think she'd get a call up again, right?
You think they won a bronze medal in the final. As some may say, a disappointing finish, and she was given the axe from the team, which was a tough pill to take.
Yeah. Now, Oz, speaking of Olympics, 2032 Brisbane.
Yeah.
We would. I think I might have been discussing this with you the other day.
How we're going to get in there?
How are we going to get in there?
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, as the host nation, you get to put a team forward in
A random sport. You get to make a new sport.
In any event you think you can qualify for, you can put a team in. So if you were to, starting from tomorrow,
Okay.
train for, 10 years, if you had to pick a sport and say, in 2032, I'm doing that at the Olympics, keep in mind you're going to be about 32,
Yep.
33. What are you doing?
Surely it's handball.
Yeah, handball would be one consideration, but the Australian team doesn't qualify for handball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to play more world titles, don't
Yeah, I don't think
I
we're...
think we just get to qualify, though, because
Do
it's
we
our
just get
home
to
Olympics.
qualify?
I think that's
Right.
the way it works.
So maybe handball...
Correct me if I'm wrong. but-
Shooting?
Yeah.
So if I just put everything down and did that every day for 11
Shooting.
years...
So we're going
I'd-
to see you at Qzar on the weekend, just firing off a few lasers in the beginner zones.
I might be a Monty, but I think my favourite sport and one of the toughest sports, I think if I committed to water polo, I've got the good build for water polo. I've got long arms.
Yep.
I've got pretty big hands, so good at catch. You can't touch a ball with both hands, so you've
Yep.
got to palm it.
Yep.
So I could do that. I'm a relatively good swimmer. I've got a bit of a swimming background, potential to do that. I'm not saying I would, but all of us footballers are arrogant and overly confident to think we could do anything, so potentially that.
What are you thinking, Hammer?
I would relish the opportunity to eat as much as I want and get
Eating
as big
champs?
and strong as I'd
Yeah.
like for 10 years and just grab a shot put on the shoulder and go for my life.
How far do you reckon you could? Do you think that's actually a possibility? That
Well,
you
I don't know
could
how
qualify?
tall. I'm going to quickly do
I
some
reckon you need
Googling.
some
Surely,
long levers.
you need some attributes. So you're like,
shot
you know that they've all got to
put.
be above this height, or
Record.
While Hammer's researching, I just love the fact that you fall in love with sports you haven't thought about
100%.
once in 4 years.
I got caught up on Saturday night after your game where I was sitting there cutting the game, analysing, writing the shows, and the men's two-person team volleyball came on.
Great.
And we came up against, I think it might have been the Russian team or whoever. They all ranked number one. We were something again in the 20s, and they put up this genuine fight where it was one set apiece in the decider. I'd never been so caught up in a sport that I haven't watched in 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was riding the emotions with it, and it finished. I thought, I can't believe how invested I just got.
Yeah.
Over these two blokes I don't know of a sport I just don't watch, but I was in it.
I
Yeah,
love the
you're in
slalom canoeing.
Oh, God, Jess Fox.
Jess Fox. And the beach volleyball. We are very good at beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now, I've done some Googling. Randy Barnes holds the world record for the shot put at, I think, 23 metres, and he is 195 centimetres, which is taller than
So
me.
maybe I should be a shot putter.
I'm 188.
Not with those shoulders,
There's
no. Yeah, no.
But there is shot putters that are 180, 185.
Little
so
nuggets.
Yeah, there's an American shot putter who is 183 and 134 kilos. That's where I want to be.
Let's just preface this. You don't need to be breaking the world record. You don't need to be making the final.
We just want to be there.
Get on the plane.
We want to be in Brisbane.
You wouldn't be flag bearer, but I reckon you would be like captain of the Australian Olympic Village.
party
Your
team.
team morale
Oh,
of
I'd
getting the
be-
boys up, it'd be like, Hammer, what are we doing tonight? Been like, this is our team activity.
Yeah.
Get around me.
So I would.
Aren't you throwing the put tomorrow? Mate, don't worry about it.
don't
We got
worry
any
about that.
cohesion
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah. So
20 beers won't make me throw it less.
So shot put would be one that I'd be massive. I'd love to see that. I'm not athletically gifted in any other way, but being relatively strong for
Being
my
a large
size.
man.
So that's probably where I'd go. But if you, we'll put it to you this way: if you could do one sport, if you could be good at one
Yeah.
sport, like if you could say, right, I'm doing this. What would it
And
be?
be
the
good at
Olympics?
it? Not
And be
just-
good at it.
Yeah.
What would it-
100 meter sprint. The
100 metre
most
sprint?
alpha. You're the alpha man if you make the 100 meter sprint final.
Yeah,
or the 100 meter freestyle. I think they're the two most alpha events.
The amount of the grueling amount of training that you're doing for that has to be considered if you're saying this is what I want to do. Because if you're doing something like shooting, you're not going to get the notoriety. But geez, training would be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
You're
fun.
really enjoying your training a lot more.
And my thing about
Possibly.
my thing about
That's
swimming,
It's just my Call of Duty coming over into the field.
That's a better answer, that is.
My
Not
thing
an
about-
alpha answer.
my thing about swimming is, do you really want to be getting up
Correct.
9 times a week and
Correct.
swimming and looking at a black line all
Well,
the time?
are we talking about actually having to train, or are we talking we wake up tomorrow and you're good?
No, if you wake up tomorrow, you're good. Yeah, certainly probably be the 100.
Yeah. I do love the team events, though.
Love the team events.
I reckon I could. Volleyball would be a cool one. Played a lot of volleyball growing up. Actually had a college scholarship to go to America to play volleyball.
Huge.
Really?
One of my
Wow,
best
way.
friends, Conrad Hill. Shout out to you, Conrad. He's in a Div 1 college volleyball scholarship and playing over there now as a Libro.
Well, yeah,
So,
I mean, it's good that you just touched on that, because coming from a team sport, I don't think an individual accolade would be as fun.
Yeah, I was speaking about this today. The psychology of individual sports is so different.
Like rugby sevens, that'd be fun. Hockey
That would be
fun.
that'd be so hard. Rugby sevens, they look so
You
good.
could be okay at rugby sevens,
You would be
Hannah.
good at
Could
rugby
be okay
sevens.
at rugby sevens.
Some of the size of those Fijian blokes that were hitting our Aussie
Scary.
boys, though.
Yeah, certainly
Oh,
wouldn't be wanting to run
goodness.
into them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the modern decathlon. That'd
On
be
decathlon,
fun.
yeah, mate. Yeah,
But
very
yeah,
fun.
anyway, Oscar Allen, Hamish Brayshaw, 2032 Olympic Games in Brisbane will be there somehow.
Just a quick shout out. Anyone's a future Olympian, you're on the precipice
Hit
of
us up.
Olympic glory.
Hit us
Just
up.
I want to become friends with you.
Yeah,
Get,
awesome.
get us in the village. We'll be good men. We'll hang out with you. You give us a tracksuit. We'll pretend we're your coaches or something.
Yeah.
We'll be in good nick. We'll do whatever you want. Just reach out to us. We want to be there.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
Awesome. Great to have your company, listeners, and you too. Thanks to West Coast Health and High Performance. As a matter of fact, their receptionist, Tara Fitzpatrick, scored the only goal for the Hockey Roos in the Olympics just gone. Their game just
Huge.
gone. And the West Coast Health High Performance, Tex is the main physio. One of his other fellow physios, Steve Allen, is the physio for the Hockey Roos over there.
Good on you, Steve.
Also, the other receptionist, brother of Josh Philippi,
And a pole vaulter or
and a
something,
pole vaulter,
isn't she?
Emma.
I think she's running now, isn't she? She's kind of doing, she's a bit of a all sorts track
Maybe
and
doing
field
a
superstar.
decathlon.
You're
Yeah.
telling me.
So, mate, they are breeding champions over there.
Aren't
And
they?
whether you just want to get through day-to-day life or you want to be up on the podium with them, West Coast Health High Performance. Boys, been a pleasure. Great
Absolute
to step in
pleasure.
and
Good
host
stuff.
it with you. All the best for your games on the weekend. They're clashing, so I
Well
think
done, man.
you can go back and
Good luck.
watch the Waffle game. Obviously, you can get on the West stream for that one. Watch it delayed. Go your double-header game of footy. All the best for 300 Bunga at the MCG and the 4 points against the Pies.
Thank you, mate.
Awesome.